I wanted to just start with a vision of all of our futures. This is a picture of from the cover of New York Magazine, where New York City is a cover model, and the incredible pyre of Goldman Sachs is all lit up as the rest of Lower Manhattan is both very dark and very wet. So that was our past, and Rolling Stone put New York City on the cover with a very interesting vision of its future, which is what they call the Great Wall of Manhattan, the Big U project. So I want to talk a little bit today about how all of us might get from the past reality to the future vision with innovative financing and funding. But first, let me introduce myself a little bit. That Climate Resilience Consulting is based in Chicago, Illinois, so hello from beautiful Midwest. And we really work with our clients to create resilience-centric institutions. Cities and nonprofits call on our services, and we do a lot around partnerships and convenings, but we have a particular focus on funding and finance, as well as measurement of resilience. And I want to start then by talking a little bit about what some of the market inspirations are for resilience innovation in especially finance. And this I within the brackets is my shorthand for innovation throughout these slides. There are four very key areas that are turning the market towards funding and financing more resilience. The first is that there's more and more case and statutory and constitutional law that shows that cities and real estate professionals and design professionals and others are actually liable if they don't include the sorts of advancements that we just heard from MMSD and the city of San Francisco. The second is that there's more and more extraordinary data out there from some really important purveyors that are allowing us to see what the future looks like from the perspective of modeling risk. CoreLogic, Air Worldwide, RMS, and others in that category can provide us with more information than we ever had before about what this looks like. And of course, although many of us would like to see more of this happening, the insurance industry is beginning to increase the costs of policies, especially in the most vulnerable areas to sea level rise and coastal storms. And we might also think about future changes to policy, for instance, in the National Flood Improvement Program, that might cause even more of the insurance market, the risk transfer market, to indicate the actual physical risk from climate change. And then finally, many of us have been watching with interest the last 2 or 3 years when Standard & Poor's and Moody's and to some extent Fitch have essentially made it very clear that municipal credit ratings are going to be monitored for the potential impact from future climate change on the ability to repay. And I know Kevin has already given us a really great example of how in the city, in the metropolitan Milwaukee area, they've been showing that they can actually keep a strong credit rating while creating resilience, which seems like the most positive feedback loop we can imagine.